Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. Today's episode, starting a brand new project. I'm going to be building, what am I building? Archive, museum, library, quartz building, fancy building, something like that. I think I decided that it was going to be an archive. I don't know, maybe it'll be 3-in-1. Either way, it's going to be a nice fancy quartz building. This is the layout for the main area, but it'll probably also have small quartz extensions, so I'm probably going to have to move this and that as well. Also well, maybe not, considering this is the main area. This lamp pole is going to be an inconvenience though, but it's going to be, sorry, brain cramping. It's going to be mostly made out of quartz with a green dome on top. I know I've talked about this part before, but I've actually, in between episodes, I did a ton of villager trading and mining, and by a ton I mean like half an hour maybe. And I've got a decent start. Yeah, quartz pillar, quartz blocks, that was about half an hour. And I can get plenty more. Because these guys, yeah, they've already refreshed their trades, and I get 12 quartz and 12 quartz pillars from each, and there's 6 of them. So that's 72 of each, that's over a stack. And that's just before they refresh. That'll get me through for at least a good amount of the build. So I'm going to get started. I think I'll build up the base layer and then probably the columns just to find where I want to put them. And we'll see how that goes right now. This probably makes it look like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I assure you I have a plan. Very much does not look like it. I went around, I made the small little stairs to walk up and down to get, and this is where the entrances will be. There will be more than one on each side. And then I've made this little walkway around the side, essentially just for decoration, since there's nothing around the sides or around the back. But just simple banister using carpet and end rods, and these quartz pillar columns at certain intervals, connecting to what will be an upper, not floor, but just essentially a ceiling to this inner balcony connecting to the walls of the building. And then this area will extend taller, and what I've done here is on the inside parts, I've done smooth quartz and trimmed with regular quartz, which is a pain in the neck. I'm going to say that right now. That's a right pain in the neck because you gotta smelt it up. But I'm only going to be doing that from an outside perspective, so the inside it'll look a bit wonky. But that's how it looks from the outside. It's hard to see with such a small sample size, but it'll look better when the rest of the build is in place. So this is just, I wouldn't even say this is really a framework. It's the start of a plan. That's what this is. Boy, do I hope it looks good in the end, because otherwise I will have wasted a lot of time and valuable material. But that's this as of yet. Hopefully this turns out a lot better than it seems. Oops. Get back here. You saw nothing. Looks a little plain, I'm not gonna lie. But this is the main structure of the archive, museum, library. It's I've got the colonnade connected to the roof. We've got all the walls built up, put windows on the sides to add a little texture, because otherwise it was completely untextured. And then the circle bit is built up taller to accommodate where the dome will be. It actually doesn't look as big as I thought it would look, but I still actually really like the size of it. I think other than the fact that it looks a little bland, it's good. But once there's more builds to kind of draw the eye, this will be a nice background piece. The inside is still non-existent, but everything is connected, and then all I need to do left is the dome and the interior, and then that'll be everything. Don't mind me struggling to get out of a door, but yeah, I got really lucky with this because I had like just enough quartz. I actually ran out of smooth quartz blocks perfectly, and was down to only the slabs. And then I think I have like 2 stacks left of regular quartz, 2 or 3, maybe more. Let's see. Not quite 2. Yeah, that's my quartz supplies that are left. So yeah, I did get quite lucky. So that's that. That's the main exterior of the build. I shouldn't need any more quartz. I'm gonna do a layer of glass. Gonna do green, and then I think under it, to just give it some extra color, I'll do a layer of green concrete. Or maybe green terracotta, something green. I'll figure that out later. And then slap an interior along with it, and that'll be this build done. Well, the dome adds some much needed color to this build. Still looks a little bland, and I think it's a little bit too tall. But I think it's fine. It works. It works well enough. Unfortunately, it does block out all light to the interior. So it's a bit dark in here. Which that's okay, because that'll be interior lighting as well. God, I need to put in a floor so I can stop struggling to get outdoors. But with the dome in place, all that's left to do is the interior. And next season, I'm making a cactus farm. Because that was a lot of green dye. That was like way too long mining in the desert for all that. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Get a little sneak peek at the interior through the window before I actually enter. It's not a terribly complicated interior, but I actually like how it turned out. Over here we got a wall of drawers, presumably with cards, either like a reference for the books over here, or just some informational cards or something. Maybe just small records. I got a little counter back here for employees. Over here we've got important books, stuff like a royal history, and blank book, and blank book, and blank book, and blank book. And then in the center here we've got a map surrounded by books. The map, I went through the trouble of mapping this entire area. I did not lock the maps because obviously this is going to change over time. I want to get rid of that little lava patch there. I want to obviously fill in all these gaps here. Probably tidy up this area, or at least move some stuff around. Get rid of that lava, and at some point I would like to cover over the slime farm because it looks dumb. I missed a roof. I'll fill that in off camera. That's awkward. But that's a map of the area. And I think it actually looks pretty cool from up above. And then up here, we've got just a small living space, more books, a small little desk, double wardrobes, and that's it. Oh great, it's nighttime. But that's the entire thing. I'm interested to see how the maps change as I build more and more stuff, and then obviously cover over some stuff that doesn't look too great, such as the slime farm. because I've gotten all the use out of it that I can, so there's no point in keeping it around. It's just kind of an eyesore at this point. It's also very much a hazard because there have been numerous times when I've almost fallen in. There's one time when I actually almost did jump in, but I was coming back from an adventure, so I fortunately had my elytra on and was able to rocket my way out. And that was fortunately not the end of me, but it could have been. And, well, that's a project for in-between episodes, because that's not very interesting. And speaking of which, that's all I'm going to do for today's episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.